Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Flamebreak. Welcome back to Flamebreak. Anyway, daily challenge. Let's see how this goes. I technically already had one in progress, but it wasn't great. Ooh, shield! Ho! What's that one? Some kind of grenade thing, a root, and dagger chuck. Alright, so this is all new nonsense. I'm kind of looking forward to it, actually. So we've got Fan of Knives. I would actually really like to get my hands on Fan of Knives. As like a move. Vacuum grenade is interesting too. Doesn't do as much damage as I'd like, but whatever. And of course we've got the Captain America shield, which is absurd. If you can time it just right, you can totally just mess somebody up. Shame there's not a whole lot of, we have like zero avoidance related moves, but I have a ranged weapon, so it's okay. Plus, oh wait, that's my shield. Damn. Alright, whatever. We have like zero moves that specifically get us out of bad situations, so I'm gonna have to focus on getting movement speed, if at all possible. Okay, gotta remember the vacuum grenade has a bit of a cooldown on it. Or not a cooldown, a bit of a toss time. Wish it flew a little bit faster, but whatever. Honestly, I'm just excited to use the shield. Okay. Because it's, I mean, it's got strike through. I think it's the only one that has strike through. This, the only ranged weapon that does anyway. Got close. This would be really good with, actually no it wouldn't. This would be, I don't know if this would be good or not with an attack speed buff. Come to think of it. Let's see. It's gonna take some getting used to just because I have, like, limited mobility. Okay. I want to take a look at this. Block attacks with your shield held. With your held shield to build lightning charges that provide bonus damage. So how do you block? Also, we never found a shop here. Interesting. That's probably one of those spaces that I can't. Okay. I gotta... Okay. I see how it works. So if I block the attack, I get a... If I block the attack, I get a lightning charge, which makes it do more damage. Well, that's cool. And it looks like the charges don't disappear, so I've got to throw it to get it back up and going again. Well, that's okay. That's actually really cool. I like that. I like this weapon. It's a shame that, you know, it's going to take forever for me to get my hands on it, but still. Okay, let's get one. Throw a vacuum grenade. Chuck, kill her. Chuck, kill him. Yeah, so it's a lot slower paced than most. Most weapons? No, why did I do that? Whatever. Oh wait, I don't know what the cooldown on the shield is, but that's okay. Okay, so now it's off cooldown. Interesting. I love this shield. It's awesome. I can't wait to get my hands on it. That's one thing I really like about this game. Every weapon really does feel like a different experience. Alright, so we got shields up. I see how it works. So there's like an internal... There's a specific cooldown for that. Alright. There we go. Might as well just use and abuse the lightning a little. Okay. Well. It's not bad. Yeah, so the charges don't go away. I thought it was something you had to save, but no. It just charges it up on a battle-to-battle basis. That's really freaking cool. Alright, let's see. Ow. The problem is, it doesn't stay... It doesn't stay, blocking for a second. I kind of wish it was more of an active block system, as opposed to this, because, you know, getting attacked by multiple groups of enemies in the same go is going to end up being painful. There we go. Okay, hit him with a stun grenade. This is pretty good. I also need to use my root ability a little bit more often here. So I'm gonna spyglass over here. We're gonna head this direction. I wanna hit up the bazaar, but I want to get enough money for it too. Okay, screw it. Oh, fuck me. I'm dead. Damn it. Yeah, the problem is no... Yeah, that was awful. The problem is, since I can't... since I couldn't maneuver very well, it just sucked. Okay. This almost works. I'm gonna reroll, though. As we unlock more moves. This is gonna get better. We could just... No, that's ethereal projection. Yeah. Once I'm better with that move, I'm sure I'll be able to do it. Honestly, like, the move set was not exactly the greatest there, and I also haven't played this in about a week, which is bad for me. Okay, ethereal projection, no. What I want to get is, whirlwind attack and cyclone in the same go. Does it almost work? No mobility, though. Like, I really like having mobility skills. Spearwalk, Festering Venom. Okay, let's try this one. So, there have been a lot of requests for this specific build, which is specifically Festering Venom comboed with a sword to stack poison on people as much as possible. Gonna be totally honest, it's a bad combo. The sword is actually one of the slowest swinging weapons in the game. So there's not really a whole lot of point to Festering Venom here, unfortunately. Not to mention, the two types of attacks don't stack well together. Like, it's just not good. We'll try and get as far as we can anyway. But like, you'd think it would be great, it's not. This is awful. I don't really need the Arrowfell shield that much. We'll buy it anyway because it's cheap and it'll give us a little bit of defenses. But still. Let's just save our money. But yeah, if you notice, like, I'm barely stacking any poison on people. It's not worth it. I'm much better stacking a lot of other things. Okay, you get back here. Oh, damn. I got stuck in the log, and it screwed me up. Because, yeah, seems like a good idea. It's not. That's as far as I can say for this. And I'm gonna say this now. A lot of you probably have ideas for, like, builds that you want me to do. Don't be too demanding ever with me. I mean, this is just kind of like a standard fare. Like, the more you guys yell at me to do something, the less likely I am to do it. Call it, like, teenage rebellion, call it whatever. I mean, I'm well past my teens. But still. And this does not matter what game we're specifically talking about here. The more something is demanded of me, the less likely I am to do it. And, I mean, this is probably true of a lot of YouTubers. That the more you guys, like, forcibly try and backseat game a thing, the more likely you are to just be largely disappointed about your results. Okay. I specifically get a lot of, like, demands when I'm playing RPGs, or, oh god, like Digimon and stuff. You know, to use one type of Digimon or another. And it's like, you know what? If you guys want to make these demands, play the game yourself. And I'm not saying that to be, like, you know, super contentious, like, you know, screw you guys, I'm not going to do what you want me to. But it's, you know, I'm playing these, not you, so chill out. It's hard to, like, put into words that don't sound just immediately contentious. And, I mean, reality of the situation is, of course it's going to be contentious. Okay, yeah, let's get the Eye of the Sifter. I don't generally go for it. We'll buy the cheese. But I guess it's for me, you know, I'm playing these games, I'm doing whatever, and it's offensive to see somebody else trying to backseat game to the extent where, like, 90% of, like, what they say is a demand, or, you know, half the comments are demanding in some way. You know, I'm playing this game so I can have fun. And so you guys can enjoy that experience. God, like, I've never really... I talk about this occasionally, damn it. I was kind of hoping I could dodge out of the way of his spear, but it looks like that wasn't kosher. Oh, well. But, I'm not playing this game specifically so I can do what you tell me. What any of you tell me. And, God, like, this feels like such a, like, heavy topic, when the reality of the situation is, it's just mildly inconvenient for me. It's annoying. God, this is why this build is awful. It's just useless. There are a lot of other things that I'd rather stack with this build. Honestly, I just hate the sword in this game, which is a significant portion of it. But, still. Yeah, no, we're gonna die here. I'm not even gonna try and prolong it too much. I'd rather switch to a different one. But, you know, the more demanding somebody gets, the more it kind of impacts my ability to have fun. Because I mean, it's my thing. And it's hard to enjoy something when somebody else is telling you to do it over and over, do something else over and over and over again. Oh shit, they will still try and steal it if you root them. Interesting. What? I missed? I like bullying these guys. It's great. Okay. It's like if you were trying to play a video game and you had somebody hanging over your shoulder just demanding something of you constantly. It's not fun. It's really frustrating. And I'm sure you've all had, like, the obnoxious little sibling that, you know, or maybe not obnoxious little sibling, but I mean, probably everybody has had the experience of somebody standing over the shoulder, telling them to do something, and you're like, I really don't want to. Like, not because I don't necessarily want to, but because you want it so bad. Like, I have this problem a lot, actually. Deuce, I really don't have enough money for any of this. With, you know, YouTubers, or not YouTubers, viewers, asking me to do various things in video games. Because it's such an intrusive thing into what I'm doing that it's hard for me to find enjoyment when I'm being commanded. I mean, I'm sure all of you have had a point where, like, a parent or a friend or whatever has been, like, demanding you do something, and you're like, no, I don't want to. And I guess this also boils down to another kind of issue with, like, YouTubing and stuff. I didn't even notice him charging me. That a lot of you end up feeling closer to me than I do to you. And, like, this isn't supposed to... Well, okay. Ultimately, like, it is kind of an unfortunate circumstance of YouTube, but, like, a lot of you guys watch my videos, and how often have I, like, specifically talked to you apart from recording a... not recording, but, like, responding to a comment? For the most part, most of you, I only interact with, like, once or twice. I read your comments. You know, I try and take in suggestions occasionally. Whereas a lot of you, specifically... Oh, we are dead here. A lot of you, for example, will, you know, watch several videos of mine a day. Presumably. Or at least, like, one or two or something like that. Depending from your favorite series. Yeah, weird. This is why this build is awful. Maybe if I had, like, some kind of alternative. Honestly, this boss is a brutal fight if you're using melee in general, specifically the sword. Oh, let's see. Get the Proctus necklace. It's cheap. Yeah. We'll get the wand, we'll get the necklace, we'll get the cheese. And do I want the spyglass? Not really. But so a lot of you will, you know, interact with me in such a way that, you know, it's very one-sided. And this is true of, like, most things. A lot of people will say, like, you know, to me, to Bird, to Keith, to Dragas, to PewDiePie, whatever, you know, I'm your biggest fan, I've watched all of your videos. But ultimately, like, the sad reality is, like, most YouTubers are never gonna really know who you are. And I'm not saying that you're a nobody, it's that it's such a painfully one-sided relationship for both sides. You know, for me, I will never have the time to interact with all of my fans in any deep and meaningful way. Some of you, you know, more than others, probably. But never in such a way that, you know, Never in such a way that I will know who you are, like what you do. This sucks. Now, is he healing? No. That's just poison, and they're all hanging out near the Proctus statue. I don't know why they do it. I feel like it's actually programmed in, specifically so they'll hang out near the statue, to force you to hit it, as kind of a nuisance thing. I'm just gonna herd him out. There we go. Yeah, he is actively trying to head for the statue. I mean, I'm also herding him around and stuff, but still. Okay, so we get Proctus. It's only a 15% damage reduction, but that's still better than most. Okay. But, you know, it's just the sad reality. I mean, what am I at? 16,300 something now on YouTube? That's a lot. Imagine if you had... I mean, okay, so let's account for dead subscribers and whatnot. Let's assume that I have... Let's assume that I have... Let's assume that I have, you know, maybe 8,000-ish active fans. And then the rest are dead or inactive or only occasionally active. Imagine if you had 8,000 friends that actively wanted to be your friend. It'd be hard, wouldn't it? I assume so. You know, it wouldn't be easy to keep up with all of those, you know, couple thousands of friends. How many friends do you actually interact with, like, on a given daily basis? Okay, so let's limit it down to the people that, like, you know, can kind of separate out between friend... I'm not going to say friend and foe alike, because I think that's wildly misjudging the situation. But still, you know, how many of you actually interact with more than a friend a day? But, like, 5 friends, 6 friends. You know, what's the upper limit before you start to go crazy? Because there's just too many people to interact with. Okay, so we get an old man there. We also get a treasure mountain. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go here. Try and kill him. It's hard. And so, as such, when, you know, a lot of you guys... I mean, I appreciate it when you guys are, you know, trying to be, like, super friendly and whatnot. It's just, it gets actually really stressful when a lot of people are taking it to the extremes. I get maybe, like, once or twice a week an email from somebody asking to, you know, be on the show. You know, show up for, or not show up for Catterday, but, you know, be available for Catterday, or not Catterday, or whatever. And, you know, be part of the group that films. Let's go for sword, because we need the range and the swing. Oh, tits, we can't get it. Alright. Well, that sucks. I didn't realize it didn't have any dust of appearance here. Alright. But, you know, maybe once a week, maybe a couple times a month. It varies. But I will get, you know, a fair amount of comments here and there. Comments, requests while streaming. Or, I mean, quite simply, just when I'm streaming, you know, people will show up and ask, you know, hey, can I join you guys? Can I play too? Can I be on the show? Can we talk on Skype together? Can we talk on Steam? And, you know, so I have yet to actually truly stop adding people on Steam, as long as, you know, some forewarning is given. This sucks, having a bunch of invincible guys that can charge you. Alright, let's try and make it one more. Okay, good. It's Gold Goblin. I can work with this, unless I grab a bomb, at which point I'm dead. Alright, whatever. But, you know, I have yet to actually stop saying no to people requesting for, like, you know, access to me on Steam. I've yet to add anybody on Skype, but I think that's just because it's a little bit more of a personal thing. And, you know, for Steam, I can kind of ignore messages if I'm busy. For Skype, they sit there forever. And it gets harder. Oh, fudge pickles. I don't like this boss. I don't like this build. It's inconvenient. I can maybe make it work. But pretty much I need to just wail on the boss and nobody else. There we go, got him. This still sucks. I hate all these laser fairies. Okay, there we go. But you know, I've yet to actually lock these things down. But in a lot of cases, you know, I'll get messages while I'm recording. The one person, I will block the occasional person. Halloran. Shit, I'd love to get Halloran. Okay, let's see if I can get Halloran's blessing here too. I'll totally bust up a Proctus Shrine. Or die. The problem is I don't do enough damage here. There we go. Thank you, poison damage. Ah, crap, and I hit it. Fuck. Well, at least we don't have any more trap goblins. But still, this is such a just obnoxious build. And this is part of the reason why I'm, like, so vehement about this whole situation. Is, like... you know, I get a lot of comments, requests, and whatnot. I get a lot of people actually, you know, giving me advice as a YouTuber. From, you know, people that don't know better, too. And it all boils down to a lot of you wanna legitimately, like, want to help me along the way in YouTube. And they think, you know, my presence here will help Wander somehow. You know, more friends for Wander, more games, more something. So, you know, I had a lot of people demanding I play, what was it, Crashlands. Which, ultimately, my reality is, I know my business better than most people. I know my business better than, I'm going to say any viewer, just because, I mean, it's ultimately true. I do know what I'm doing better than anybody that's never done YouTube before. And that shouldn't be, like... I'm not trying to offend with that statement, and obviously, like, God, the statement, like, no offense, you know, when somebody says no offense, but, like, blank, and really they do mean offense, like, I hate that. I hate the hypocrisy of the statement, but I have to say it here just because, like, I'm not aiming to offend here. I'm not aiming to, you know, say, you know, your advice is meaningless, but in a lot of cases it ends up being more annoying than not, to be given advice in a untoward manner. It's like if you went up to a businessman and you told them, I think the way you're handling your stock portfolios is wrong. Who are you? And how do you know that, you know, you're right in this situation? You go up to a professional artist and you say, I don't like your style, change it. Who are you? Hey, Hookmaster! Hey, that gets me the hook ability. I didn't even realize, I hadn't gotten that one yet. I actually was not paying attention. But, and unfortunately a lot of this has to do with, you know, a lot of other YouTubers talk about this, and a lot of people listen to, you know, the other YouTubers. What was it? MatPat, the game theorist, I think? MatPat did a video a while back on PewDiePie. PewDiePie getting, like, less views on his videos, specifically because he put out so many, and so by limiting the amount of videos he puts out, he would get more views. This is true, but this doesn't exactly work, for all YouTubers. God, I'm just all over the place today. This is a rant-isode because I'm angry at the run, but I don't have words to say for it apart from just I don't like it. It's an awful type of run, damn it. I should have slowed him down. Alright, whatever. But, you know, MatPat did this video talking about, you know, PewDiePie, giving PewDiePie advice and, you know, helping him get more views. I think it was the game theorist anyway. Well, whatever, we get the wise man for this. Let's just go sword, arc, reach, whatever. But the problem is that that advice only is valid for somebody, for somebody that does stuff like PewDiePie. For me, I don't do PewDiePie. I don't do highly edited content. I don't do, I don't do short videos, I don't do horror, I don't do viral media. And it is true, like, if I only put out 1 or 2 videos a day, they would proportionally get more views. Because, you know, less of you would be distracted by my other series. You know, if I did, you know, 1 video of Vagante a day, chances are would still get quite a lot of views on those Vagante videos. Just because, you know, a lot of you guys love that series. Same thing with Holy Potatoes and Weapon Shop. You know, if I only did that stuff, it would probably give me more views. And, you know, it's probably the same that, you know, some more people would probably be more likely to subscribe if I had a slightly more digestible... I'm going to die on this one. Probably should have potioned, honestly. Okay. Where's the next one? Ow. But, you know, a lot of people... yep, super screwed. Oh, this is not going great for me. Yep. I'm too slow. I never got a single movement speed enhancing item there. I don't even know. Okay, I can rant about this forever. But, no, I don't do that stuff. I do a lot of long series with niche content that, you know, if I only hone in on 1 or 2 shows at a time, I'm either never going to finish them, or I'm never going to, or, you know, people are going to get bored because the delay between content is so long. I mean, imagine if you guys had to wait 3 days for your next Flamebreak episode. Or for those of you that watch Digimon, imagine if, you know, I could only put out one of those, if I only put out Digimon. How interesting would my channel be to anybody else? No, it only appeases like 1 group, which sucks. But, you know, ultimately it boils back down to, no, you're not my friends and stop acting like it. No, it's a hard thing to say. It's a hard thing to put into proper words. But I guess when it boils down to, please stop backseat gaming, even in the YouTube comments. This will never happen. This is pointless rant, but I'm still going to say it anyway.